Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about what a micronutrient is and what a macronutrient is. The short version, micros and macros. So you probably hear you need to balance your macros, and it's going to help you following a ketogenic meal plan to lose weight, feel good, and get your body on a fat burning metabolism. So basically, a beginner's version of what a macro is. A macronutrient is simply the three big ones are protein, fat, and okay, the big one, carb. So it's protein, fat, and carbs. So what you want to do is you want to balance these in your day, and it's actually really simple to do this if you download an app. I personally prefer the Carb Manager app. Sometimes it's a little bit unreliable. There are some foods that are off in that app, like Shakeology. If you're drinking Shakeology, you're going to want to enter your own information in as a custom food in that app because it doesn't count all of the micronutrients, which we'll get into in a second, in the one that they already have. So you want to add in all of your values and stuff for that. So why is it important to count or to check your percentages of your macronutrients? It's really important to stay in a specific range so that your body is burning fat for fuel. And so the range that we suggest for the keto experiment is to be in a 70% fat in your day and a 20% protein and a 10% carbs, net carbs. It's okay if this shifts a little bit. It's not like an exact target, but your goal is just to get as close to it as you can. So it's really simple to do that once you get going on that type of app. There's that one, and then there's different ones for Android, like MyFitnessPal does it, and then there's also My Macros is in Android. That one works as well. So I really suggest an app. It's going to be really hard for you to figure out your percentages if you are just trying to do it on your own. It's really difficult that way. But if you're following an app, it'll make it pretty simple for you. And so the other side of it is your net carbs. So we did a video explaining how to find your net carbs, or how to find what a net carb is. So you want to follow 30 net carbs or less per day. You can't go too low. You really can't. You can go as low as you want to go with your net carbs. And so what are you eating for carbohydrates? You're really just eating fresh vegetables as your carbohydrates. You're not eating breads. You're not eating pastas. You're not eating anything like that. You're eating above ground veggies like zucchini. You can make noodles out of zucchini, lettuce for salads, broccoli, just different veggies that you can make, cauliflower mash, cauliflower pizza crust, that sort of thing. So those veggies are going to take up a big portion of your carbs. And so when you're trying to balance your day, what we suggest that you do is that you eat 3 bigger meals per day. So try not to graze throughout the day. Try to make it 3 bigger, larger meals. Your first meal, if you're doing intermittent fasting with this, your first meal would be right around noon or 1 o'clock, as long as you have your 8-hour window. And again, there's another video on this if you're interested to learn about how it doesn't just matter what you eat, but when you eat. If you have your 8-hour window and you want to have your first meal at 12 o'clock, your last meal would be at 8 p.m. You would just have your first meal in there at noon, and then it would be a larger meal, and then try not to really snack. Most likely what's going to happen is you're going to be full. You're not going to be hungry to snack. And a lot of times we snack just out of habit and just out of mindless eating. So you're going to want to get out of that habit, and you will with this. It will just happen naturally. Don't beat yourself up if you have snack every once in a while. It's okay. If you're the big goal with this is if you are hungry, you should eat. So recognizing those signals is the big thing. So if you are doing this and you have your meal, and then a couple hours later, you're hungry, you don't want to wait till the next meal. Have a snack. Just as long as you stay below your 30 net carbs and you stay within your micros range, you have your 70% fat in the day, 20% protein, 10% carbs. Now, the reason protein is only 20% and protein doesn't take up the whole thing is because your body can convert protein, excess protein that you didn't use to create muscles, it converts it to glucose and fat, just as if you ate a carb. So it's kind of like your body will eat, if it eats those proteins, and if it doesn't use it to build those muscles, it's going to turn it into glucose and store it just like fat. And then why do you want to eat such a high amount of fat, 70% being fat? Well, this is why. Because now your body is no longer burning carbs for fuel, it is burning fat for fuel. So you need to fuel your body. And a lot of people are really afraid to start eating higher fat foods because they think it's going to get like clogged up in their arteries, it's unhealthy, but really it's not unhealthy because your body is using the fat that you are eating, it's burning it right away. To even just at resting, your body is burning calories and everything that you are eating, your body is burning. And then it's also pulling from the stored fat you have, and that is why you lose weight and not gain weight when you're eating more fat. So a lot of people are really afraid of that at first. They think they're going to gain weight when they start eating all this fat, but your body does not just store the fat that you eat. Your body stores carbohydrates, sugar that is not used, because we usually eat a lot of carbohydrates, or even if you're on a calorie restricted diet, sometimes you can gain weight and you can have a hard time losing weight because your body is just, it's burning through those carbohydrates, but it's not releasing the stored fat. So with this, now your body is like, wow, there's a lot of fat coming in, you'll see when you get onto a fat burning metabolism and your body is just really burning fat for fuel. If you're going to be more focused, you're going to feel great, you're going to be have more energy after the first week. The first week is like your body is transitioning into that. So give yourself a little break. If you have a headache, there's such thing as a keto flu, which you're going to see a video on that shortly as well. But once you get over that first week, it really becomes so easy, and this sort of lifestyle is really great especially for people who are used to filling up on bigger meals, being full, like just that feeling of being full. That alone can throw people off when they're trying to lose weight, because if you're trying to calorie restrict, it becomes really hard when you never really feel full. But with this, you're going to feel full all the time. You're really never going to be hungry. And if you are hungry, you eat. And it's really that simple. So in a nutshell, that's what a macronutrient is. The main three that you want to be concerned with in your diet. And you do not want to try to do low fat and low carb. That is called starvation, and you're going to burn yourself out. You're going to end up giving up. You're going to end up gaining more weight than you lose. So you really need to make sure you keep your percentages of your fat high. But let's say you're not hungry and your percentages are 60% fat and a little more protein, and maybe just like your carbs are right around 10%. Do not just try to eat fat just to eat fat. Like, you don't have to do that. Like, I know some people think, oh, I need to have like a fat bomb, or I need to get more fat in my diet because I need to hit that 70% range. Don't think of it like that. Use that as a target, but if you are not hungry, do not eat. Like, listen to your body. That is one of the huge benefits of this. You are retraining your mind to now not just eat to eat, but to eat because your body is telling you something. It's telling you, we need fuel. We need to eat. So you eat that. When you eat fat, bacon, like higher fat foods, which you would think would cause like all these health problems. It really doesn't. You should check out if you are concerned with that. We posted a link of the 23 independent studies that looked at a low-fat diet compared to a ketogenic, higher-fat, lower-carb diet. And all of the studies show that cholesterol becomes lowered, overall general health improved. But make sure you check with your doctor before doing any sort of meal plan. And if you are that worried about it and you go through a 30-day, get your blood work done at the beginning, get your blood work done at the end. You are going to see improvement, and that's the really cool thing about this. So that is the macronutrient side. The micronutrient is something that is basically our vitamins. So it's like your vitamin A, your vitamin B, your vitamin C. So when you're on a lower carbohydrate diet, a higher fat, lower carb meal plan, you're eating less fruits and less starchy vegetables, which means you need to be getting your nutrition from somewhere, right? You need to be getting those micronutrients to be giving your body what it needs. Personally, this is what I do. I absolutely love Shakeology because it gives me 70 whole food fruits and vegetables in one meal. So I get the nutrition my body needs in a whole food form, and it allows me to keep my net carbs low because that meal is like my first meal I have. I blended up with some avocado in there, and that meal is like right around 11 net carbs, and then I have for my second meal 10 net carbs, and my third meal about 9 net carbs. So I split my day up, and then I split my carbs up throughout the day. So I don't eat all my carbs in one meal. I split it up. And Shakeology kind of helps me. It's almost as if I'm able to extend my intermittent fast, because if I have my first meal at noon and it's Shakeology has been proven like really clinically to help aid weight loss. And so it's almost like getting to my first real meal doesn't really come until like 3. So that part of it really helps me. And also I love that it's whole food, real nutrition. So it's as if I actually ate 70 fruits and vegetables in one meal. Now, if you're not doing Shakeology, you need to get a really high quality multivitamin. And even if you are drinking Shakeology, I suggest you get a multivitamin as well. And you just, for the days that you miss your shake, or if you don't have it every day, you want to make sure you take your multivitamin for that day. And then as far as magnesium, a lot of low carb dieters find that they are, and it's really not a diet, it's more like a lifestyle, but they find that they are low in magnesium. And magnesium helps with like muscle repair. It can cause like soreness. You can get, like if you ever get Charlie horses, like leg cramps, that sort of thing, that's a sign that you need magnesium. So I suggest that for women, they go pick up like 250 milligrams of magnesium. Again, check with your doctor, especially if you're on any medication or anything. Before you start this, before anything, check with your doctor. Your doctor can set you up with it, but these are just my suggestions from the research that I've done and doing it in my own life. So 250 milligrams of magnesium plus a multivitamin, and Shakeology will basically be like the perfect package for you if you're doing that. And if you don't have Shakeology, you need to get Shakeology, contact the coach that added you to this group. She can help you get set up with the lowest price and all of that. So that is that whole thing in a nutshell. Your micronutrients are your vitamins, like your vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C. Your macronutrients are your big 3, the protein, the carb, and the fat. And by balancing all this out with 30 net carbs or less, you basically have a perfect plan of action for your life, to lose weight, to gain energy, to feel good, to be focused, to there's just so many benefits to following this type of meal plan. And so that's basically, if you have any questions, please comment below. I'm happy to help. And in the group, we have also in files, there's just like a ton of information for you in the keto experiment. So thanks again, guys, and good luck. You're doing great.